Hello, it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. Guess what day it is? You're right, it's Confab Friday. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it so. That's enough. I hadn't brought out my applause sign in a while. I actually made a new one with a smiley face. He's having a bad hair day. Oh my gosh, Friday. It's a great day. It's raining, it's cold. I'm glad you're here. I'm here. I'm glad you showed up to meet me. That is awesome. I appreciate it so much. You got your coffee, got your tea, got your Coca-Cola. Oh, I love black coffee. I think it's awesome. I have a very gravelly voice today. I've tried and tried to make it better, but I have not been able to. So, I don't know. It's just one of those things. So, just ignore it. Pretend like I'm an old person and this is the way I talk all the time. Okay? Okay. It's a great day today. Pouring down rain, cold, dark, but we must carry on. You know, what was it? Mark Twain said everybody talks about the weather, but nobody does anything about it. I think that may have changed a little bit, but I'm not going to go there. Okay. Oh, today it's going to be a fun day because, well, every Friday's a fun day. Because I've got a couple of viewer comments, which, you know, I love. And so we're going to, and I had a good question from a viewer comment, and I'm going to address that. I told her that I would. She asked me if I would, and so I am. Ask and you shall receive. So I'm going to do that. And I got my iPad here so I can, you know, pull these things up when I need to. So it's just going to be a variety of things. It's a variety show. You know how I always used to like the variety shows? They were awesome. It was a phantasmagoria of every kind of entertainment, wholesome, of course, that you could wish for. Yes, it was. I've got the sweater on today, for one thing, because, you know, when the weather gets like this, I get chilly. But I wasn't going to wear a sweater, and then I happened to look down. Now, these are clean, you know, but I noticed that on this mock turtleneck, I have a little grease spot that never seems to want to come out, and I forgot about it. So I put the sweater on so you won't be exposed to the grease spot, on this shirt. I'm trying to protect you. I'm just trying to protect you. Okay. The first one, and I apologize. The first comment, I was remiss and I didn't save it, but I do remember what it was. I don't remember who wrote the comment, but I did want to address this comment. This individual asked me what was behind me here, and she thought maybe it was my living room, and she said because she could see, she called it a purple chair there. So I thought I would first off, I'm going to show you what is actually behind there. I did reply to her, and if you remember who you were, well, of course you remember who you are. If you if you remember the comment, put another comment down and say, "Ooh, it was me," and so I can acknowledge you. But I thought we would go into this is the dining room. I thought we would go in there, and I'm going to show you what that looks like, because to show you what you're looking at behind me here. Okay? Okay, but it's not my dining room. So we're going to go in there, and I'm going to show you exactly what that is. Silly Granny, I just said it's not my dining room. It is my dining room. Oh, crazy old lady. Okay, this is my dining room. And I did turn on the buffet lights, so it would give us a little bit of light anyway. This is the dining room. So when I'm sitting at the kitchen table, this is actually what you see behind me. Now, it's not a big room, and it's actually part of the L-shaped, it's part of an L shape that connects to my living room. This house is a smaller, much smaller house than I did have, but it's actually laid out nicely, and it feels more spacious to me. So this is actually the dining room. Now, this is my dining room table. I've had it since the 80s. And it does have a leaf, so it can seat 6 people. The buffet belonged to my husband's grandmother originally, and then she passed it on to his mother. It was his paternal grandmother. She passed it on to his mother, and then his mother passed it on to him, along with this china cabinet here. So they're quite old. I'm guessing from the style, probably the 1920s, I guess. But anyway, that's exactly what is in this room. Family pictures there. Grandkids, actually. And the mirrors that you see on either side of the buffet, I got those mirrors at for having a home interior party. Remember those, ladies? Remember the home interior parties? I actually earned those as gifts because I had a home interior. They used to call them, a home interior called them shows, I believe, not parties. But anyway, so this is the dining room, and this is what you are seeing when you see me, when we talk at the table. And that's just a photo of my husband and myself many years ago, many years ago. And so that's actually it. The buffet lamps I have had for years, many years, since the 90s. And they had these clear kind of bell-shaped shades on them, but I wanted something a little bit different. But you know me, I didn't want to spend any money. So I had some leftover fabric, and I just had a hot glue gun, pleated it, and I covered them in the leftover fabric. And I love them. They turned out so well. I watched a couple videos. I really didn't know what I was doing, but I thought, how bad can it be if you make a mistake? Who's going to even know? I don't care. Every video I watched made it so complicated, and I thought, it can't be that difficult. So anyway, it worked out beautifully. I really love it. This is the only live plant I have left, by the way. It's a peace lily that I got, that my son and daughter-in-law sent to me when I bought the house, and I've had it ever since. That's a fake part. I just put those in over the winter. That's those, you know, floral picks. And this is just, this is a, something I picked up for, I think this was like $5. And I just changed it out seasonally, except for the hat. This belonged to my husband. And that hangs up there all the time. And I change out seasonally the hats that go up there. So, and this sweet picture I've had for years and years. My younger daughter drew that for me when she was in grade school. It's starting to fade a little bit, but it says Mom. So she drew that for me, and so I've had it framed for forever, I think, because she's, what, 51 now? So it's been a long time. It's been a long time. But anyway, that's what you see when you see behind me. It is the dining room. And that's it. It's a pleasant place to be. All right, back to the kitchen table. Okay, I hope that helps. That answers your question, and if some of you were curious, that's what's back there. I have to, yesterday on the community page for the channel, I posted a picture of Michael G. Scott, my cat Mikey, aka Bubby, and because he was looking particularly handsome and full of himself. But Happy Camper commented on Mikey's picture, and she said she has a cat named Chester that she took in. Chester has tested her immensely since she's had him. And I always like hearing about Chester and she said he has the zoomies and he's turned her house upside down. So, Happy Camper, listen, look at this. When my kids were up over New Year's from Indiana, they brought up some stuff for my Sadie, my little dog, because their sweet little dog, Rocco, who was a min pin, passed away. And they brought some of his things up. And this happened to be in the bag. And I thought, well, this has to do with cats. It doesn't have to do with little doggies. And so I want you to see this, Happy Camper, or anybody who has a cat who's kind of crazy. This is called Bliss Mist, and it is a catnip spray. And so you just spray it on whatever you want, wherever you want them to be. Like I sprayed it on the cat tree, and there's different places to lay on the cat tree, and I sprayed it on that. You can spray it on their scratching posts, things like that. And oh my gosh, this really works. Not sponsored, not affiliated. They just brought it up. Listen, when I start running out of this, I'm going to get some more. What happens is when you spray it and it dries quickly, and you know, you don't really notice any odor, but they do. They'll come over to whatever you sprayed, and Mikey starts meowing. It's like, what? Oh, what's that? And then he curls himself up on it, and he just loves it. It calms him down, and he's just so happy. And my kitty is the same way. So it's called Bliss Mist. It says the benefits of catnip in a neat, convenient spray used to attract cats to toys, scratchers, or bedding. Safe and non-toxic. This stuff is awesome. Bliss Mist by, and it says it's for stimulation, but in actuality, it calms cats down. At first, they're like, hey, and then it's like, ah. It's awesome. Pet links, it says, pet links. So, I don't know. Check it out. I don't know if it's on Amazon. I have no clue. But this stuff is awesome. Awesome. Because you know how they like the catnip treats? They're like, ah. It's great. So, okay. I had to show you that, Happy Camper. But I really, just check it out for yourself. You guys are adults. You know how to look for stuff. It doesn't take much either. But just don't spray it on where you don't want them to be. That's a trick. Okay? Awesome. That's so fantastic. Okay. Oh, there's one other thing I was going to tell you too. That recipe that I put out in the video, Let's Make Some Food video that I put out on Monday, this past Monday, about the Amish applesauce bread, I kind of experimented with that a little bit. I made another loaf, except I changed it up a little bit. So you can try this if you want to. I had a can of unsweetened applesauce, and so it was just plain. So I used that in the recipe, left out the cinnamon, and used dried cranberries because I had some dried cranberries, and I put walnuts in there. I chopped them up, but I had one mandarin orange left, and I got some zest off the mandarin orange, and I slipped that in there too. Oh my gosh! The rest of the recipe stays the same, but oh my gosh, it was so good. So it's a cranberry nut bread, which is fantastic. So I'm going to recommend that you go look at that recipe and change it up. But I do recommend that you leave the applesauce in there. And if you have some plain unsweetened applesauce, use that. Don't leave out the applesauce. Even if you change up your other add-ins, don't leave out the applesauce, because I think that makes the bread really moist and delicious. So experiment with it. I tried a slice of the cranberry. It's delicious. I put the rest in the freezer because I'm trying to be a good doobie. It's not easy. It's not easy trying to be a good girl. Heaven only knows. Okay, now let's get to this one. This is from Amy. Isn't there a song, Amy? Isn't there, Amy, what you gonna do? Is there? Let me know. Is there a song called Amy? It's got to be an old song. Amy, what you gonna... Is it Amy? Anyway, Amy. I used to work with an Amy. She was a great person. She was an electrician and on construction. She was raising 3 sons and renovating her home. Yeah. She was a great person. I appreciated working with her. Okay. Now, this is from Amy, 11228. Is there another song? Amy, don't lose that number. I'm going crazy. Have some more coffee, Robin. It's good for you. You know, it's my theory that Starbucks would not be nearly as popular if everybody drank Starbucks coffee black. I always drink coffee black, but ordering a black Starbucks coffee is... It tastes burnt. Is it just me? If they didn't doctor it up with all that goop in there, it wouldn't be good. I don't think it would be good because I don't care for it. Okay. Amy said this. Robin, it looks so good. She was talking about the bathroom. And thank you for all the beautiful comments about the bathroom. I really appreciate it. You guys are so nice. You're all so nice. She said, it looks so good. She said the dark walls really make the colorful shower curtains pop, pop, and very cheerful. Now I have a strange question. Something that I really love about you and the vibe of your little space here on YouTube is first, your cheerful disposition, but also your energy. My mother-in-law and a few other women that I watch here on YouTube are in their mid-70s and talk a lot about how tired they are, how they have no energy, and their homes are cluttered and in disarray. I love that word, disarray. They say it's because of their age, but it appears you don't struggle with any of this at the same age. Any chance you could talk about this in a video? I am only 44, but really looking forward to my years after retirement, staying active, maintaining some physical fitness, etc. Most of the examples of women I see in my own life and on YouTube, except for you, scare me into thinking this isn't really possible. You have kept so much of your vitality. I would really love to learn more from you and what you think has helped you to keep your mojo into your 70s. Love you, Robin. Thank you for the wonderful example of what it looks like to live a full life in a modest income, in a beautiful, well-maintained home, and an exceptional level of health and activity. I look up to you so much. She gave me a heart. Isn't that awesome? Thank you, Amy. And thank you for your kind, encouraging words. And I did let you know that I would be talking about this today. Isn't this exciting? Well, I have to say, I am and probably always have been more of a high energy person. When I was a child, we know that was a long time ago. When I was a child, I was very busy, very active. Not naughty, but I wasn't naughty. I just had an active mind and imagination, and I found it very difficult to sit still. I have to say that I was I can hardly even recall times in my life when I've experienced boredom. Because I was never boring. I was always a person, even as I got older, as a young person. I was always a person to look around me. I was always so fascinated by different things and different places, and my mind was always active, thinking about why is this and why is that, and I wanted to know how to do things, and I wanted to learn things. Having been in a family where I don't want to say anything disparaging, but I was kind of not encouraged to do those things, not encouraged to be myself. So I spent some time learning how to suppress my energy. So that's one thing. As a kid, I was always energetic and active and curious about things, and I just thought every day was exciting. I just thought every day was exciting. My mom even said that I had, when I was not even 2 years old, we had a small record player. Actually, it actually played 33 RPMs, etc. It was small, and it actually connected into the back of a large radio, and then the sound came out of the radio. And I wasn't even 2 years old, but I knew how to operate it, and I knew how to play all the records, and I knew all of the words to all of the songs on the records. To this day, I still remember some of those. Some of them were from Broadway musicals, and I've always loved those kinds of things. And I could sit and play them very carefully and listen to them and sing with them. And I loved those things. And I liked reading, and I liked poetry. And even at a very, very young age, I loved poetry. I couldn't wait when I was a little girl to learn to read and write and do all of those things. So to me, every day was an exciting day. Now, as you know, as time goes by, you become an adult and you learn that. And as an adult, life has a way of pressing you down, of suppressing you. And I think that happens to all of us. And, you know, we have to live our everyday lives and do our everyday things. But I have always had a certain amount of energy in that. My paternal grandmother, her name was Edna. She died at 93. And my recollection of her, of course, I was in my 40s when she passed, but my recollection of her and the times I was able to be with her, we weren't really around grandparents that much because we moved a lot. And I've lived in many different places growing up. So, but my grandma, I loved being with her because she had an exuberance for life. And it wasn't because her life was great. She lost her husband, my dad's father. She lost him. He was 24 years old. She lost him in a tragic accident. She was in her 20s. She had 3 little children and was pregnant with a 4th child. Her life was turned upside down. And she went from a good life with him and a good income to poverty. And her life was spent in poverty. She had 13 children all total. She was widowed 4 times. But there was something about her that was her exuberance for life. It was her attitude. She found so much joy in such small things that I was drawn to that and drawn to her and fascinated with how she could have nothing, and find such joy in the smallest of things and find something good to say about people. I never heard her complain. I never heard her complain one time. She never had a driver's license. If she didn't have a car, she just walked. We used to joke that she knew the names of every Greyhound bus driver and their children's names. Because she would take a Greyhound bus to visit her kids or whatever. And whenever one of her daughters was going to have a new baby, she would jump on that Greyhound bus and she was gone. Her mind was always active. Her hands were always active. And she always had such wonderful things to say about other people. She always found something good to say about them. I remember one time she was talking about my mom's mother who passed away. And of course they were all in Southern Illinois and they were, knew each other. And she was talking about my mom's mother who had passed away in 1944. And she always called her Mrs. Ash. And she said, my goodness. She said, if there was ever an angel on this earth, it was Mrs. Ash. If ever there was an angel on this earth. And she had nothing but wonderful things to say about her. And, but my grandma spent so many years in poverty and trying to feed children. And, but I never heard her complain. And she had this old piano that was around ever since I was a kid. And, if you sent her even just a small school picture of your kids, that was on that piano. Maybe not in a frame, but it was all propped up on that piano. Every picture that was ever sent to her of her grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, she had it there. But she had a joy of living. Even if it was a simple Sunday drive and an ice cream cone, it was a joy to her. And I admired that in her. I was drawn to that in her, that she could find the good. And I think, Amy, that is part of that. I try to find the good. I don't always succeed. And I've been through some things that it's like, oh, Lord, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, show me the good, show me. And I try to find the good. I try to appreciate and be grateful. And frankly, I think if no matter who you are, if you can find the good, if you can appreciate your life, if you can have a good attitude, it energizes you physically. It will energize you physically, and you begin to look at the world in a different way. I always say that if you change your attitude, it will change your altitude. And I'm not saying that to be glib or trite. I'm saying that because I know that from my own experience. So Amy, you're 44 years old. I am so thrilled that you are here and that you take the time to watch these videos. But don't despair. Don't despair. Part of it is a person's personality, and part of it is the fact that, see, you already know, you're already aware, your radar is already up, and you know what kind of an older person you want to be. And you're going to head in that direction because you already know. And you know how you don't want to be, but you know how you want to be. And as a young person, I thought, that's how I want to be. I want to be like my grandma. My grandma had such optimism. It was crazy. I never heard her say a disparaging word. Never. Even when she was kind of not in her right mind, she was older, she was in nursing home, she was so excited because my uncle and my aunt had found her a nursing home near them, and every day they came. Every day at meal times they came and to oversee and supervise and, watch out for her. Oh my goodness. She says, oh, isn't this a wonderful place? She could not remember exactly the last place she lived, but she loved this, and she was so thrilled. And she says, oh, they're so good here. They're so wonderful here. We wheeled her down to the sitting area, and we could sit out there and talk with her and get her out of the room for a little while. And we were talking, and there was this elderly lady who was sitting right next to the entrance where people were coming in and out of. And she had a very loud voice, and she would sit there, and everybody that come in, she would make a comment. Or if she overheard the conversation, she would comment very loudly. She wasn't in the conversation. She was sitting somewhere else, but she would comment. So I asked Grandma, I said, Grandma, I said, your birthday is coming up. I said, how old are you going to be? And she says, oh, honey, she said, I'm going to be 74. And she was going to be 93. She said, oh, honey, I'm going to be 74. And the old lady sitting by the wall, she says, huh? So she's 80 if she's a day. And we started laughing. And I said, wow, I think that is awesome. I said, 74. And she said, yep, 74. And we loved her. We loved her exuberance. And I loved her attitude, because she had an attitude. She was not going to be down. And I know because of her life and the things that she went through, she had to have been thought, am I going to be able to do this again? But she loved her life, and she had an excitement about it, and it was genuine and true. So Amy, I would say to you, it's all in your attitude. Be grateful, be happy. And if you're looking forward to someday when you don't have to work anymore, that is awesome, because it is awesome. It's awesome. It is awesome. I have to tell you. And I think you're going to be a wonderful old person. I probably won't be around to see it. However, if I am, let me know how it feels to be an awesome old person, because that's great. Just keep your energy up. And the one thing too, attitude, gratitude, and keep moving. I've always been a person who has to keep moving. When I was, when my husband was living, he'd say, Robin, you don't have to justify every moment you live on this earth. You can sit and do nothing. And that was always the hardest thing for me, to sit and do nothing. So I've had to kind of, train myself. But I have recognized when I've been busy and I'm really been getting a lot of things done and really feeling good about it. And then sometimes I hit the wall and it's like, okay, take it down and tip back in the recliner, put your feet up. And sometimes I actually take a snooze. I have a little dog next to me and Mama Kitty on top of me. And I'll take a little snooze without guilt or regret. So I never used to do that, but I do it now. So I just say, go for it. Do what you can, do the best you can with the tools you have. I was thinking about this morning. Clint Eastwood, who is 94. He's 94 years old. They asked him how he did it, how he stayed active and how he did what he did. And he said he gets up every day and he doesn't let the old man in, which inspired a country song written about that with those very words, don't let the old man in. So I get up and praise God that I'm here. I praise God for his blessings. I praise God that for my family and that I am here on this earth and that he has something for me and a place for me. And I just don't let the old woman in. I don't let her in. Sometimes I look in the mirror and I kind of don't recognize who's looking back at me. But she better get with the program is all I got to say. She better get with the program. So I love every season of life. And that's another thing. Love every season of your life. It's only a season. Just love every season of your life and life will be good. And don't let that old person in. They don't know what they're talking about anyway. Just if you want to do it, try it. Go do it. See what happens. Seriously, I think it's awesome. So, I think that's it. I've talked your ear off enough as it is. I hope you guys are doing great today and just let me know. Let me know what you're doing. I do read the comments and I appreciate all of your good comments about the bathroom downstairs. I do feel a lot better now that it's done. And I don't know. I don't really think I have any projects coming up except I am going to go through some things and probably purge some things. And I don't have all that much, but I have enough. And I want to kind of get that pantry organized a little bit downstairs. I did go through my freezer. I did an inventory in the freezer. I didn't write it down, but I took things out and kind of neatened things up a little bit because I just wanted to see what I have. I still haven't been to the grocery store, and today is January 31st. It's a great day. Today is my granddaughter's birthday. She's in her 30s. I had to text her right away this morning and tell her. She lives in North Carolina and doing great. So, you know who you are. I love you. So, but it's a great day. It's a beautiful, beautiful time to be alive. I mean, it really is. Yes, we have troubles, we have problems, but it's okay. It really is. So, that is it I think that's it. I think that's it. Is that it? I don't know. What is that? What? You remember there was a comedy routine? These people were standing there, and they go, I won't use the H-E-double-L hockey stick, double hockey stick words, but that one where they're going, what is that? What the heck is that? What is that? I think it was Steve Martin. I don't know. Oh, it's heck to get older because you remember so much stuff that's irrelevant. And it's like, honest to goodness, years ago, I was talking to these young women. They were teenagers, and I did my Marilyn Monroe imitation. They go, "Who's that? Who's that?" I said, "It's Marilyn Monroe." And they go, "Who's that?" I thought, okay, all right, that's it. It's over. Oh my gosh, so silly. So silly granny. All right, that's it. I'm going to see what mischief I can get into today. And tell me what mischief you're going to get into today as well. And Amy, thank you, my dear. Thank you for this beautiful comment. Thank you for your lovely words. I appreciate you so much. Don't lose heart. You just be yourself, and you be a spicy old lady. Okay? You just be a spicy seasoned citizen, and don't let the old woman in. Thank you, Clint Eastwood, Rowdy Yates. All right. That's it for me today. I love you guys. You know I do. I have gone on and on and on. Magpie me. As always, you know that little is much when God is in it. Okay? All right. I'll talk to you later. Next time I see you, it'll be February. And why is it February or February? February, I say. February. And maybe I'll have a grocery haul, but we'll do some food, on Monday, hopefully. So, okay. Love ya. I'll talk to you later. You guys take care. And talk to me in the comments.